Welcome to Team Peri's Step Out of Line podcast, featuring co-hosts Peri and Lori Finkelstein. Together, they explore, meet, and share inspirational stories with guests who have made a positive impact in today's world. This podcast resonates with our hope to make this world a better place one step at a time through love, acceptance, and uplifting conversations.
J Horowitz, he was head of the Mets PR department for 39 years, and now he's in charge of alumni relations. So
I am.
We wanted to say hello to you, start off by seeing how you're doing, and most importantly, we wanted to find out why you agreed to this interview. You're a very busy man. What inspires you or sets Peri apart from so many other people that you met that you were willing to do this for us?
Well, Peri and I go back a long way. Been to Florida a lot and around Shea Stadium, and any way that can help her cause, she's doing great, and try to be a role model for people. If I could just do a little bit, I'd be glad to help. It makes me really happy and proud to be part of Team Peri.
Oh, you're so sweet. You are a big part of Team Peri. As you know, Jay, Peri has raised over $600,000 for High Lifeline, which is an organization that helped our family out incredibly since she was a little girl.
That's great. It's great.
And you, at representing the Mets, and you at the Mets have been very generous with your time, your encouragement. You helped us out with charity buzz prizes and auction prizes, and we know that you are a friend that we can always reach out to and say, hey, Jay, we need help. And you're like, no problem, Peri. What can I do for you?
I know Nelson Figueroa does a lot with you guys too, right? I mean,
yeah. He can't get away from us. He's stuck with Team Peri.
No, he's a good man. He's got a big heart too.
Yes. So he's running with Team Peri, I think, for the 5th year. Hopefully in January when we have the marathon again, that'll be his 5th year with us. He's raised a lot of money for High Lifeline as well.
Good.
And it's been awesome. So a little birdie told us that you're coming out with a book, I think May 19th, called Mr. Met.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Can't wait to read it, and I'm going to get you to sign our copy. How long did it take
My
you
pleasure.
to write the book?
My pleasure.
Yeah, how long did it take you to write it, and when did you
Well,
start
this was
writing?
the thing is, I never thought I would write a book, and I was never, ever going to do a tell-all book about who did what, who did, I was never going to write that kind of a book. And people kept telling me, especially my good friend Linda, you have a lot of good stories, and put it down in paper, and, it's a list of all the practical jokes Johnny Franco played on me, that David Wright played on me through the years. So it's just really a journey of my career from a first crazed kid in New Jersey to the Mets for 40 years. My 40 years working with Dwight Gooden and Strawberry and David and so on, and Terry Collins. And I just wanted to get down on paper, just really kind of hopefully inspiration to other young people that, my parents weren't rich. My father had no connections. I was able to carve out a career for myself in sports, make a nice living. So you don't have to be well connected. You just got to be a bucket ahead, do what you can do. And just kind of maybe an example of somebody pick something up from my career, my life, and it would make me really happy.
Oh, I know you and Peri have a lot in common where you're both very tenacious. You're both hard workers, and you both don't let go of something when you want it. So just from what I read about you, you seem to be pretty much in sync with Peri, where she's like that. I also read that your interview with the Mets so many years ago, 38 years ago, or 39 years ago, when you spilled orange juice on your interviewer, and you still got the job.
I did.
You must have been dying. You must have left that.
This is the story. We were supposed to interview. Yeah, I'll tell you this whole story. So I had to fly down. There's a whole backstory to that. I was working at Fairleigh Dickinson in New Jersey as sports information director. I got a call from somebody. He says, I'm Bob Jones with the Mets. Would like to interview you for the PR job. I hung up on the guy. I thought it was a friend of mine played a joke on it. A day later, I found out it wasn't a legitimate offer. I called the guy back. The guy's name is Jim Nagurney, who was a VP of business. We set up an interview. I flew down to St. Petersburg. I was supposed to go to the to the Edgewater Beach Hotel. I wound up in another hotel. I got lost, and when I got to the hotel, Frank was sitting there in his little white tennis shorts. I was so nervous, I spilled the whole big pitcher of orange juice all over his lap. He asked me one question: "Have you read Brosnan?" I said, "Who wrote it?" "Shakespeare." And Brosnan was a pitcher who pitched with the White Sox at that time. So the interview it lasted about 5 minutes. I went to the airport, called my late mom, and said, "Mom, there's no way I got this job." And about 10 days later, I got the job, and 4 decades later, I'm still here.
It's funny. So it gives hope to people who don't interview as well as they think they should. I once had grape juice come out of my
Right, and I was so nervous. I'm a bit of a klutz. And my hands, I'm even though I'm Jewish, I'm part Italian. So I was told with my hands, I knocked over the big juice right in his lap, and needless to say, Mr. Cashier was not real happy. I thought there's no way possible I would have gotten the job, but fate's worked out, and I've been here a long time.
And you've changed the job. I'm sure the job initially when you first had it, totally different from what it evolved to, especially with technology that was coming up. What was your staying power? How did you get through so many years and just change with the times and with the game? Did you find it easy? I mean,
yeah, I had a couple of basic tenets through the years. I treated the 25th guy on the team like the number one guy. I played no favorites. I was good to everybody. Anybody who wanted something, I tried to help. And the biggest thing in the beginning, there was no internet, there was no phone, there was no this or no that. The first 10, 15 years of my career, everything was done by press release. Now it's done by phone, by Twitter, by Instagram, I don't even know, you have to do things now. I'm a little bit of an old fogey with that, but my whole philosophy was to be nice with people and to be nice to you. And I tried not to lie. I had good credibility with the writers. PR person it's the balancing act. You have the front office on one hand, the media on the other hand, and the players on the other hand. The players think you're partial to the media thinks you're partial to the players, and the front office thinks you're partial to the media and the players. So it's really a tough deal to be impartial. I try to walk the line and let people know I was just interested in fairness and truth through the years.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think that's important to tell people that that's what they should do in any career. You're labeled now as the team historian.
Right.
You've had the staying power over managers, owners. Just you're there, and you know such good stories. I can't wait to read the book. We're big baseball fans, big New York Mets fans. I
appreciate it. Thank you. Like I said, I tried to write a book that people will make them laugh, and honestly, there's some, I don't know did you guys ever meet, Shannon Ford, who worked with me?
No, but we've heard.
She passed away from breast cancer 4.5 years ago, and I have a chapter on her, her fortitude and her, tenacity to keep working while she was sick. So it's kind of it's not a true baseball book. It's a behind the scenes what it was like to be in the PR department on a day-to-day basis. We talk about 9/11 and other stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's coming out in May. It's coming out in 2 weeks. And because of Corona, I would assume you're not doing a book tour. You'll probably be hopefully getting interviews.
No, I'm not. You know what? And honestly, I kind of feel a little bit guilty. You know what the Jewish word hawk means? I mean, I don't really. It's kind of awkward for me to hawk my book right now because there are people out of a job, there are people, are dying. And when I told the publishers I want to be very dignified when I do this. Maybe we'll do something later on in the summer or in the fall. I'm not really concerned about that. I don't be perceived as, out there, trying to push my book when people in the job market. It's not really the right time to be doing this. So whatever I do is going to be really measured and with a message that, I want to, hopefully the book will make people laugh and maybe even cry a little bit.
Right. You know what I think? I think we need a book like that now because I think we are missing baseball terribly. And anything that's going to connect us to baseball in any way, I think will heal people and make them feel like there's some kind of sense of normalcy.
You know what I mean? I don't want to think like I'd be a shyster and go out and try to push the money, make money on the book, and I'm not looking to do that. I just want to make people laugh and, and have some fun with it. And the person I poke fun with the most in the book is me. All the jokes are played on me. And he asked me to go back to the other question. I was always able to laugh at myself. I was able to people could make fun of me. I never took an advantage. Like, Johnny Franco once told me, he said, if the boys didn't like you, they wouldn't mess around with you.
Right.
So they messed around with me a lot.
Right.
So, which was
and
good.
You were loved. Sounds good. Jay,
Well,
we love you.
Well, I appreciate it.
And we appreciate everything that you've done for Peri and our family.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Because every time you do, I don't know if you realize what an impact it makes on Peri. It's shown her how she wants to be in her career when she graduates her 90 million years of school.
What she's doing is great. Any way I can support her is great.
Well, she'll be hitting you up for a job when she graduates with an MBA, hopefully, because her dream team would be the Mets.
Yeah.
What school did she go to again?
She's at Adelphi.
When did she go to school?
Yeah.
Adelphi University in Garden City, and she's a marketing major.
Garden City, I know where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Good for her. And she's almost done being a sophomore. She's gonna take classes this summer. She'll be a junior at the end of the semester, and she'll be a junior at the end.
Good for her.
And she's working hard. She's a great GPA. She loves going to school. She loves what she's going to do, and her dream would be to work in, marketing and PR. So you might come across her one day in the workforce.
Well, I'm sure she'd do great at it.
She would be. But thank you so much, Jay. I hope you stay safe, you and your family. And I can't wait till we see you back at City
You should be safe.
You too. Thank you so much for your time.
Me too. Will you be safe and keep doing what you're doing?
Okay, we love you.